What's up, guys? Denver Gamer back again, and today we're checking out 10 spooky retro Halloween games for 2019. Let's check it out. Well, here comes the Stabbin' Cabin. One of my favorite Capcom beat-em-ups of all time is an arcade exclusive called Night Slashers. The reason I love this game so much is it captures all the campy horror themes of the 1980s. In this game, you're going to fight werewolves, zombies, vampires, and other monsters. Every stage has a mini-boss, and it also has a final boss. And most of those are based on the greatest monsters of all time, like Frankenstein, and Dracula, and Pinocchio? Capcom really pushed the limit for this time with all the blood and gore and guts. You'll need MAME to play this game, and the ROMs are out there. So it will take some emulation, a little tech savviness, but they're not hard to find. For this YouTube video, I used the international version, which actually has green blood instead of red blood. Check it out. The homebrew Game Boy scene is still hopping with the spooky RPG Deadeus, released by ISMA in 2019. Now, I know this is not technically a retro game because it was made in 2019, but it is so damn good, it deserves to be on this list. You start out as a young boy who has a nightmare that the world is going to end in 3 days. Then you realize all the other kids in your town are having the same nightmares, and all of the adults are starting to act weird. Secrets start to come out, and then you start learning about things that happened 15 years ago. And literally, that's all I'm gonna say. Go play it. I don't want to give anything away, because guess what? It's free. The creators are giving this away for free. Now, there is a special edition for $5, and I recommend you buy that and support the people who made this game. The creator did a great job of world building, the story is fantastic, and the music is great. Just listen to this. The writing keeps you engaged with branching paths, and it's highly replayable because guess what? There are 11 different endings to find in this game. Definitely give this one a try. I know, I'm veering off course of licensed games, but hey, this is my list. Next up is a Romhack of Earthbound brought to you by Toby Fox, and if you don't know who Toby Fox is, he's the same guy who made Undertale. This is a relatively short game, and it takes place after the events of Earthbound on the Super Nintendo. Everything in this game has been changed to be a colorful, fall season Halloween theme. You come to find out a creature has torn apart a girl's parents and eaten them in front of her, and is living in the sewers of your hometown. I've played this game quite a bit, and I'm wondering if the showrunners for Stranger Things got any inspiration from this game, because this game is like playing the Super Nintendo version of Stranger Things. It is really cool. It does have adult themes, hilarious humor, and a great storyline. This is a good one to play, guys. Back to licensed games, this is a sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This is Ghoul Patrol, made by LucasArts for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, remember when LucasArts wasn't absolutely destroyed by Disney? So thanks, Disney. Keep killing off franchises I loved as a kid. Please, please do. Star Wars. Anyway, this game stars Zeke and Julie, the same characters from Zombies Ate My Neighbors, who must travel through 5 worlds to save their town from a horror exhibit that came to life. This game plays similar to the first one, but they also added boss fights, which is a pretty cool change of pace. So if you haven't heard of this game before, you should definitely give it a try if you liked Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So how about one of my favorite series of all time, Splatterhouse? Man, I love this franchise. But for this video, I am going with Splatterhouse 3. Splatterhouse 3 is a 2D horror beat-em-up mixed with a Metroidvania map. You can explore different paths in this haunted mansion and kill all types of original monsters, as well as some classic ones. This game does have a password system, guys, so you can come back time and time again and work on getting to the next area. There's not much to say about this one. It's just nice and gory, perfect for Halloween, and just the way I like them. Our next game on this list may be the first survival horror game of all time. Released in 1989, Sweet Home is a Famicom exclusive that never left Japan. Lucky for us now, someone came along and did a fan translation in 2000. You start this game with 5 characters who decide to enter a haunted mansion in search of rare paintings and to film a documentary. As you traverse through the mansion, you stumble across all these dead corpses of previous groups who tried to get these rare paintings. Each character has their own skill and unique tool. For instance, one brought a lockpick, one brought a lighter, one brought a medical kit, and one brought a vacuum cleaner? I'm talking to you, Asuka. When a character dies in this game, they die for good, for the whole game. This results in the game having 5 possible endings. So in short, this is the father of survival horror and the granddaddy of horror RPGs, and definitely worth your time. Yeah, why not? Here's an amazing ROM hacks of Super Mario Bros. 1 called Super Bone Brothers. I really like what they did here. Skeletons are obviously the theme here, so much so that you almost forget that it was a Mario hack. This game is a graphic hack, which means only the graphics were changed, no game mechanics were touched. Side note, I love that the mushrooms are now cartons of milk because you're a skeleton. You need strong bones. Therefore you must have milk. I don't know, it's a touch I like. This one may have been a stretch, but I love Mario, I love the creativity that went into this, and I wanted to have it on my list for you guys. By the way, is that an alien? Awesome. Well, there are many Castevania games out there and many lists like mine around Halloween. But I would like to remind you guys that there are 3 Castevania games for the Nintendo DS. There is Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. Maybe not as retro, but they all have that SNES retro platforming look to them. Order of Ecclesia is the first game to feature a female as the lead protagonist and changes a few things up, and I think for the better. In this game, the creators added the glyph system, which lets you collect icons and equip them to your 2 arms and back. There are over 100 glyphs to get in this game, such as weapon and magic glyphs. There are also side quests, and when you beat the game, you unlock a whole bunch of new modes, content, and even a new character. Check it out. Okay, literally every year I think I come back to this game. You have before you the arcade version of Ghouls and Ghosts. This is the second game in the Ghost and Goblin series and got many ports. If you don't have access to MAME, I recommend the Sega Genesis version, which is a pretty solid port in itself. In this game, you play as the knight Arthur again after a beam of light has shot through your woman, Princess Prin, and her soul stolen by Lucifer. That is deep. You will progress through a bunch of eerie levels, battling the undead and demonic creatures in your path, hacking and slashing your way to the devil himself. This game is tough, but it is classic. I love playing this game. Check it out if you've never played it before. Hugo's House of Horrors is a text parser game for MS-DOS released back in 1990. I feel this game still holds up today, and if you are an old school gamer like me and you have the patience, you'll have a good time playing it. This game bears resemblance to the Sierra Quest games of the 80s. They did release a port to Windows a few years later that made it a point-and-click game as well as update the audio. This game is similar to Maniac Mansion, where you enter a house and have to avoid getting killed. David Gray, the creator, said as funny as it may seem, he hadn't heard of the Maniac Mansion game at the time and drew most of his inspiration from Leisure Suit Larry, one of my favorite games. You can expect some tongue-in-cheek humor in this game, some problem solving, and if you want a great throwback, this one is for you. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I spent a lot of time on this. I really wanted to bring you guys some outside-the-box thinking, as well as some of my favorite games. Do me an honor. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you really like it, share this video with your friends on Twitter, whoever. I really do this because I love doing this. This is what I love doing. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful Halloween.